I'm Jacob.
I'm Reese.
And I'm Amy.
And this is our thriller presentation. These are some of our short list of ideas. We didn't have much, but they were kind of quite similar. Some of them mostly dreams of being captured or followed, voyeurism and stuff like that, basically.
Our narrative was that the victim has been kidnapped and bound to a chair, then locked in an isolated shed, which is a conventional thriller genre. And the feeling of being trapped also conveys in the shed where we're located now. The antagonist is coming back to torture the victim and threaten her with a knife. And we have a small sub-genre of horror, and this can make our thriller more exciting and build more suspension. And we also have no script, so we think that not having any dialogue will build more tension as well, and the non-diegetic sound of the music in the background will draw the audience in more and make it more tense.
Our location, we decided to do it in a sort of isolated shed on the school premises. In front of the shed and sort of to the side, there's a green area with sort of the trees leading up, so it's sort of it portrays sort of the further isolated feeling. And we're going to film it at night, so it's sort of dark, and then we have the use of shadows, which also convey to the genre. As you can see, the shed is located there. Sort of, the shots will only sort of see the green area, so you won't see any of the other areas of the sort of car park and tennis courts.
You'll also see the path which is located up here is where the antagonist is going to walk, and then come to the shed. The cast list, I'm the villain and antagonist, and we chose to use me because I'm a male and a more ruthless character. In comparison to Reese, who is quite a shy character. And Amy she's female, and female characters in thriller films tend to be more vulnerable, like female fatale or something, fatal or something. And that applies to generic thriller conventions.
The crew list, it's myself, Jacob and Reese. We are like the main people. Reese is mainly the director and the camera person, as he didn't want to be filmed. Transport, we have my mother and Jacob's father, and Mrs. Woodbridge, who is the owner of the shed, and we've got permission from her to use the shed. And Mrs. Gunn, who is our prop provider, providing us with the props which we're about to show you.
Our costumes, we decided that the male should be dressed in all black, so it sort of covers them up and doesn't sort of gives the audience a sense of not knowing who they are. We decided that Amy will be in white, so she's sort of vulnerable, which is sort of the convention of thriller genre, by Hermit Nickel. And
the props we're trying to use a rope to tie the victim to the chair. This gives the sense that the victim is trapped, cannot escape, and the enigma is the audience is why she can't escape, why is she trapped up, and that's used by Amy. The duct tape is to cover the victim's mouth, to restrain them from speaking, shows they have no power or control. And the chair, well, that's kind of what Amy sits on when she's tied and bound to a chair. Okay. And the torch, well, that's kind of our light source, as the shed hasn't got any light. The knife is always going to be held by me, and it's going to be in most of our shots. I think all of them actually. And the enigma is, what is the knife going to be used for? Is it going to kill her? Is it not? And the key is just used in unlocking the door, just and prop for a bit more tension, which is a generic thriller convention.
our production schedule, we sort of thought what items in what props we need and sort of why. So for the camera, we thought that needs to be charging, as well as the batteries. For the torch, we thought that they need to be charged so that when it comes to filming, we definitely have power. And we also thought that costumes need to be pre-prepared, so by adding the fake blood for the later scenes, that this is all done, and it sort of it's a lot easier when it comes to filming it because we've prepared and planned all this.
This is our storyboard. It's quite self-explanatory, really. There's going to be a long shot of the camera, of the antagonist in front of the camera. There's going to be a shot in the bush, so some twigs will come into that shot a bit, just to create like voyeurism, being followed, stuff like that. There's going to be the cameraman's walking in front of the antagonist, so the antagonist like walking towards him, a bit of mystery. So it's quite self-explanatory, really. It's going to be a shot to location, then I'm going to walk into the shot, the same shot. So, yeah. It's pretty much the same, but the back of the shed, filming it, and it's going to be like one through the tree, like some branches, incorporate some branches. There's going to be a close-up on the villain's hand opening the door, which is going to be using the key, and that's going to be it for the outside versions. And then inside the shed, there's going to be a shot of Amy on the chair. And over the shoulder of Amy, over Amy's shoulder of me opening the door, and then just one of me in the door, intimidating. And then it's going to be a close-up of my shoes, so like creeping up, kind of. And it's going to be a high medium shot of me blocking Amy to create she has no power, control, you know, she's worthless. That's going to be a high medium shot of me circling her to create like, you know, I have control over her, she's trapped, she can't get out. There's going to be a shot of me in front of the camera with a knife, and it's going to cut to the title scene. And then very quickly there's going to be a shot of me bringing the knife down and Amy screaming, and then it will stop there. But to add to the enigma, the audience will not know if Amy is dead or not.
This is our shooting schedule. We plan on shooting the first half of our film on the 18th of November, and we're doing it after school, roughly between the times of 4 and 6 o'clock in the evening. Me and Reed will be directing part of this scene because as Jacob is in it, we won't be able to do any filming. It's mainly located near the paths, which we showed you in the location shots, and they're just a list of our angle shots and stuff that we'll be using, and the props and the health and safety aspects of those. And this is our second part, which we'll be doing a week after, on the 25th, and we picked to do it a week after in case we wanted to go back and look at some of the stuff, and if something wasn't right, we'd go back and edit it and reshoot it, so we have time to do all this. And again, there's shots and props and health and safety.
Shot list sort of lists all the shots we have, and we also sort of details, so whether the camera will be high, low, or zoomed in or not, and sort of the shot length as well, so we know roughly how long we need to film each shot. That is for the outside, so we have 9 shots there. For the inside, we have another 8 shots, or 9. We still have the same, still says the shot length and sort of the location as well.